Tonight's episode of TWITS is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
And we'll be back. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Week 10 edition, double digits edition of TWITS. Joining us once again from his palatial estate in Brownwood, Texas. 3 luxury sleds in the driveway, the Bella Caroli of Brownwood, Mr. Mike Paddock. How are you, sir?
Howdy, doing fine. Get a little late start to No Shave November, which we will chronicle here on TWITS. If you want to see the facial hair growth throughout the next 4 weeks, be sure to tune in.
A TWITS version of a chia pet, Mike.
Yes.
Mike,
And it's also Viking Packer Week again.
Mike, border battle.
We just had one, and we're back.
We got 2 Gopher hockey games against Wisconsin Saturday, Sunday, down at the Kohl Center. We got Badgers Gopher Saturday afternoon, the commission. Young Boncher will be there. And then Monday Nitro, the big Kabbalaya.
That's the biggest border battle you can get without the Bucks and the Timberwolves being involved.
Yeah, they ain't going to be doing that for a while, I don't think so. All right, Mike. Well, let's get going with the news and notes segment. No major earth-breaking news in the SFFL. One thing I did research a little bit this week, Mike. Took a look. Thad Palmer is wide receiver this last weekend, thanks to the Green Bay defense who chose not to cover Vincent Jackson.
Or lack thereof.
Well, yeah. He 25 points out of Vincent Jackson, so I did some research and took a look, and Mike, that was the all-time record for most single wide receiver points in a loss. Previously, 1996, Evan had 24 out of Irving Fryer, ironically in a loss to Thad. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Then just took a look at the other positions real quick. Most points in from a quarterback in a loss. What do you think it was, Mike?
I would say 18.
30.
Oh.
Tom beat Evans 67-55 in Week 6 of 2009. He got 30 out of Tom Brady and still lost.
Over half of his points, huh?
Yep. How about running back?
That's got to be pretty high, like 24.
Ooh, 28.
Oh.
This was a Thad Just special again. I beat Thad. Yeah, it looks like Week 13, I believe, of 2000, either 3 or 8. My printer's dying on me here, but Brian Westbrook got 28 for Thad.
I would hope that was 3.
And oh yeah, good call. And then Mike, how about tight ends, real quick? What do you think?
Oh, tight ends probably only about 15.
Ooh, very close. 16. Ironically, it happened 4 times. And 3 of the 4 times, the tight end that scored 16 points was Kellen Winslow.
No way.
Yes, Antonio Gates was the other one. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Whatever happened to that Kellen Winslow fella?
He rears his head every once in a while down there in Yuckville. Couple other just interesting nuggets here that I found. We'll answer these next week in TWITS. Mike, there's only been 2 players, position players, so non-quarterback, non-kicker, non-defense, that have been drafted in either 14 or 15 of the SFFL drafts. So, there's only been 2 position players that have been drafted in we don't have draft data from 1995, but from 1996 on, there's been 2 position players that have been drafted every time. Or missed only 1. So I'm going to throw that out there, see if anyone in the SFFL can email me the answer. And then also, of note, I took a look back at the draft this year. You know Boncher and his man crush for Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Can't believe he hasn't traded for him yet.
He's on the block.
Yeah. Drafted him 6 times. Greg, this year drafted Hines Ward. To tie Mr. Boncher, all-time high for drafting someone at 6 times. So, just a couple of nuggets there for everyone in SFFLville. Mike, let's break real quickly into a little segment we like to call the Weekly Rewind. Last last week we had Fred and Mike squaring off the Battle of Brownwood. Fred hasn't been at work all week. I don't know if anything happened to him or not. Mike got 53-50 on the strength of Aaron Rodgers, and then for Aaron Rodgers for Fred and Billy Cunda for you. Fred's kicker comes through on Monday night. Mike Vick does not to give Fred the win. We'll have to give the Vagrant of the Week award to Evan. Mike doesn't start a defense this week, and it bites him hard. 47-48, he loses to Tom. Tom paced by LaShawn McCoy's 11. Greg takes out Tim 58-47 on Arian Foster's 13. The Commish in a shootout 76-71 over Vincent Jackson and Team Thad. Green Bay defense leading the way with 14. And Wayne gets by Mickey 52-46. Tom Brady's 12 points paving the way for Team Wayne. So that's the week that was. Mike, what do we have coming up on tap in week number 10?
Coming up on tap, we have the marquee matchup of the week. Thad's Team 14 at 6-3, 462 points going against Bago. Wayne at 6-3 as well with 532 this year, so leading away by 70 points. But Thad has the overall all-time points lead at 967 to 948. In the series at 15-11-1. He won 8 of the last 12 to get to that. And we got Fred, and we have a little bit of data this time on Fred, but Fred at 5-4, 477 going up against Greg. I'm going to turn on my thing a little bit here. I think we're getting some feedback.
Crank it up.
Greg, Paul Rogers Tribute Band, still 5-4 as well with 496. Fred leads that all-time points. He must have beat Greg a couple weeks ago, 66-41. So he is on a streak against the your arch nemesis Hope.
The Farmington Phenom.
And the next matchup, the man with the best team logos in the biz right there. Vote Sando, Commission of the Year write-in candidate at 7-2 with 526 points going against Cranky Pants, who's just getting crankier. 2-7 with 451. You lead that all-time series 1164 to 1072, and you have 19 wins to only 12 losses. But Tim did win 5 of the last 7, so you've got to keep the pedal to the metal. And we got another matchup of mismatch here. I'm at 2-7 with 510 points going against the league leader in points at 7-2. Tom's Brixton Sky with 614. He leads the all-time points series 772 to 663, and the series 11-8, winning 2 of the last 3 matchups. We were pretty close there for a little while, even though he has a lot more points. And Evans got his defense back this week. Minnesota might have been the best defense he could choose from last week because they were on a bye and they couldn't lose.
I would say it was a strategery move, to keep the Minnesota defense. But I'm not sure they would be near the top of the list of defenses you want playing Green Bay at home this week. But I've been wrong on these things before, so we'll see.
And that's why he's 2-7 with 362 points against Mickey's Crazy Critters at 3-6, 468. Mickey leads the all-time points 1140 to 954, and the series 22-9, winning 6 of the last 8 to get to that point. That's your what's on tap for next week.
Excellent, Mike. Let's take a real quick look at record setters. Not too much action in week 9. Thad, 25 points out of Vincent Jackson, good enough for 3rd all-time on the single wide receiver list. Thad and I combined for 147 points, good for 5th all-time. And all SFFL owners had 59 tight end points. That was good enough for 8th place all-time. So those were the only 3 records that were set this week. Mike, premium password this week. Current week is Kim, week 10. Starting next Tuesday for week 11, it'll be a Joe. J-O-E, in tribute to Smokin' Joe Frazier.
I thought it was Joe Pa.
Well, yeah, Joe Pa needs all the help he can get this week. He, as we're taping this, has just gotten Das Boot. So, premium password tonight brought to you once again by beer number 3 out of the 4-pack of Brooklyn Brewery's Black Chocolate Stout, Mike.
Nice. Down
How
south
about
here, I've got a Texas beer Shiner box, or not Shiner box, sorry, Shiner Hefeweizen out of Shiner, Texas.
Right. Excellent.
It's doing well after a hard night of playing volleyball. That's why I'm wearing the gear. See?
Oh yeah, nice, nice flaming ball on your shirt there. All right.
Hey, that's not the first time I've heard that.
Mike, everyone's tertiary favorite segment, Chalk Talk. Let's take a look at it. A little tighter than we wanted to be last week, Mike, but we got back on the winning track as promised. Bring the record to 6-2 with a Oregon 34-17 win at Washington, laying 16. So needed pretty much all the points, but we'll take that one and put it in the win column. This week, Mike, we're going to venture once again down to Texasville, down your way, to a school I believe that's in Dallas, or maybe Fort Worth. I think Dallas. SMU this week is laying 8.5 points against the Naval Academy. Navy's fallen on a little bit of hard times. They used to be pretty stalwart defensively and could run the ball out of that modified wishbone quite effectively, but got schooled by Army this year and a couple other schools, and SMU is putting up some puntos. Got a wide open offense, and I think SMU laying 8.5 is money in the bank. So take that one. Look for SMU to win by about 21 points and move the commish to 7-2 in Chalk Talk.
Nice.
Mike, dog of the week comes back with a vengeance, much like Chalk Talk, but even with more of a bite. As you take the Bears +8, don't need the points once again to move you to 6-2. They beat Philadelphia on Monday night. What's coming up, dog of the week this week?
I'm also going to be in the town of Dallas, which, yes, you are correct, SMU is there as well. And Dallas is taking on Buffalo at home. Dallas is giving up 5.5 to those Buffalo Bills. I think that Dallas is a little bit resurgent, but Buffalo is pretty tough with their defense and their offense. Fred Jackson's doing a hell of a job this year, so they'll be able to keep it close enough, if not outright win it. So take Buffalo and the points.
Fred Jackson?
Yes.
All right. Let's move quickly, Mike, to game of the week. The commish, using his fool's logic last week, didn't know why, but thought Baltimore would win a close game, and with, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds left or something, Torrey Smith gets a touchdown pass to get Baltimore the win over Pittsburgh, move the commish to 6-2. Mike, you're back at the flat line, 500 to 4-4.
Yeah, that's not even the worst of it. They had a freaking 80-yard drive with freaking less than 2 minutes to go against Pittsburgh's used to be vaunted. Oh my God.
Everything logical said take Pittsburgh in that one, and that's why I went Baltimore. So, Mike, let's take a look this week at another AFC stalwart bout. The Jets at home against the Patriots. Who do you got in that one?
You do a hell of a job picking these games because I have no idea. But I'm going to go with New England. Just because New England.
All right. So a little bit of a USA Today version of a breakdown there. Okay.
It's just too tough, man. It's like, you do a good job. That's all I say.
Well, I picked, in my confidence pool, I think I put a big number on New England, although I had to do that a week early. And the more I think about this matchup, Mike, I think the Jets are going to win this one in a close battle. New England can't stop anyone. New England can't run the ball. And the only thing New England can do is throw, and that's the one thing that the Jets basically cover really well. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Jets in a nip-and-tuck affair. Look for the Jets to win, maybe by a field goal or less. But I'll take the Jets throwing darts at the board just like you. So.
Yeah, I think it can go either way. It's a good pick either way.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Well, on that note, I will say goodnight. Good luck to the green and gold this weekend. The rest of the border battle entrance there, and. Boncher put the wonton soup down there, and we will talk to everyone next week on Week 11, the Week 11 edition of TWITS.
Adios.